If you're a fan of big bulges, you're gonna wanna check this out. Hey, what's up? My name is Caden. Today, I am going to be reviewing the Flip-N-Tuck STP. This STP is super unique and I'm really excited to talk to you more about it. I've literally never seen anything like this on the market so far. Thank you so much to Early to Bed for sending me this Flip-N-Tuck STP so I could give you an honest review. If you'd like to check this out for yourself, you can check out the link below, and anytime you use my link and get something, it helps support me and the channel. There's a discount code in the description as well, so don't forget to use that. As you can see, I have a brand new setup. I moved recently because I'm all by myself, which is fine. But with my new setup, there's gonna be some changes. The background will become full and more exciting. But until then, you can enjoy my little rocks and crystals. Getting back to the STP, first I wanna talk about the look. I'm actually a major fan of how it actually looks. Of course, the head is not a different color, but that's totally fine. But the realism is really there. So here is the front of the STP. It has a flat side to it. You might be wondering, how are you able to use it if it's all flat? Well, let me show you. Turn it around, and it's able to go flat against your body. That's why it's called like the flip and tuck. As you're going pee, all you have to do is lift this up, and it allows you to have this, like this part pressed against your skin, and there is this cup right there, okay? The way that it's angled, it perfectly just goes right into the toilet or urinal. When you buy the Flip-N-Tuck, you also get a packing strap that goes with it, specifically made for this STP. Which is fantastic because so far, this is the only STP that completely stays in place just because how the straps are made. Originally, when I saw the straps, I was a little worried that it would tear the STP, but from my experience, like, it is totally fine. The reason why I was worried is you see these little teeth. Get your snap the left or right side, little angle, snap. So it stays in place just like that. Later in the video, I'll actually show you what it looks like to pack with, and you can see that full bulge. I'm gonna take this strap off just for now so I could really show you the up close and personal look. When it comes to packers and STPs, I've realized I'm a little picky when it comes to the way the balls look, and especially how they sit with your body. Because I've had a few packers where the balls are so big that I'm like, the whole bulge is just balls and no dick, basically. The way that the balls sit on this STP, I'm a huge fan of. The thing that I'm not a fan of when it comes to these balls is how firm they are in texture. Even though they're not super realistic when it comes to how thick the balls are, at least from my experience, I think that the way this STP is shaped and how it packs, this was like the absolute best option. Because of how the straps are made though, I feel like this is one of the only STPs that feels the most natural to me, because if I'm wearing boxers instead of like boxer briefs or just briefs, it actually, you know, sways in my pants, and I can really just see it going as I'm maybe doing a jog or something like that. What I recommend is if you're gonna do anything with like a lot of movement, a lot of jumping, I recommend still wearing boxer briefs on top of wearing your packing strap. So I've had a few occasions when I go to work and I don't wear the packing strap, which it ends up being like fine, but the times that I don't wear the most tight underwear, just like all the other STPs and packers, it kind of does, you know, this in my underwear, and sometimes it goes and flips around as I'm moving around a bunch. So that doesn't end up always looking the best and gets kind of uncomfortable. Even if you're wearing boxer briefs or briefs, I'd recommend wearing the strap so it really stays in place. Now let's talk about the STP function. So we're both in the clear. I'm gonna show you how it functions over underwear and how it actually looks setup wise. And don't worry, next I'll actually show you what it looks like as a bulge in your pants. I tend to tuck this extra fabric kind of inside the loop area, and I even tuck a little bit in my underwear at times. That's the other downside to this STP, is the extra strap length. It goes on for a long time. And of course, everybody's bodies are made different with like your waist and hip size. But for me personally, it kind of is a little extra, like more material than I even need. Okay, so say you're gonna use the urinal. What you would wanna do is it's already positioned in the exact position you're gonna need it. So just do the out flip so it allows this under part to be right attached to your body where your urethra is gonna be, so it can just go and pee and not have any issues. That way this part is on the front of your skin and it almost gives it more of a guard. The STP is like perfectly angled down to where it just shoots right into the toilet or right into the urinal. I think this is probably the most success that I've had with an STP. The only reason why I'm not the biggest fan of is how big the freaking bulge is, and I'll show you that in one moment. But I just wanna, you know, kind of describe to you why I even had hesitations on how well this would even work. Because in the past, all my other STPs that have worked well for me have had this like, let me pop off this part again, had a little bit of a lip around the cup. So I was expecting just to overflow like that. Because of the angling where it's just faced like right down, and this part right here is almost like its own lip on the top, I think that this is probably the most success that I've had with an STP. Imagine taking shots, but instead of body shots, it's like an STP shot. I'm sure there's some trans party out there that's done this, but let's take shots, but pour it in there. Now let's talk about the part that I'm like kind of hesitant about. To be fair, some people, they like this. I'm not, for myself, the biggest fan. What I'm talking about is a huge bulge. This bad boy gives a big bulge, so let me show you. I showed you over the underwear, but let me show you if you were just in public and you saw me and you had to do a double take because this bulge is just like out there. Remember, you can adjust the size of this, so regardless of what size waist you have, I think this could still totally work for you. I know I was hesitant, but I don't want to keep lifting up my shirt, so. Okay, so here is the bulge. From the side, technically it's really not that bad. It's more about like bending down in any type of way. I think that in gym shorts, you could probably get away with it more. But since there is all that extra, like the top of the cup and the top of the STP is at the top, like I'll show you, like this, it makes it push out further from the actual pelvis bones, like the mons pubis. Even from the top, it kind of gives a bigger bulge, when comparatively, I've seen to a lot of other STPs and packers in general, that usually you pack a little bit lower. I think my mistake that I made when I was packing with this originally is I was wearing a lot more like skinny jeans, and you could see every detail, I swear, of this dick, so. Maybe don't wear it with skinny jeans, but if you're a fan of the big bulge, like, ooh. Now, let me show you with underwear. And you can see the side of the strap is poking out a little bit, so you're gonna wanna be careful with that. So even though with this STP, you usually have to clip it a little bit higher than where you clip and actually wear your other packers, because it's so like face down and has that specific angle, it also packs high and low all at the same time. Like you can't pack it left, you can't pack it right, it's just down. So yes, these work when you're wearing briefs, but these are boxer briefs and they're still like, it's basically gonna slip out, so. Big bulge, but big time works as an STP. Keep in mind, I am 5'6", so especially if you're on the taller side, this might work for you even better. If you're a fan of big bulges, STPs that really come into clutch, and STP that also really stays in place, I highly encourage you to at least check that out, and you can check that out in the description. Now, if you're still having troubles getting this STP to work, like especially this one that is super clutch, check out my video where I go over all my STP tips right here. Ooh. Okay, have a great day and see you next time. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe.